Hello, little Ginkgos. We're going to talk about technique and all the rest of that fun jazz. One of the things that I forgot to mention was saving your templates. Now, you can't just design a lot of hair and then press new and then start over a whole new canvas. They haven't added that in yet. So what I found is useful to do is to have a nice blank canvas and save it as a template. That way, whenever you mess up and you just want to start over, you can just load it up and then, start over from scratch like I just did. So what you do is you start out and you have a nice bald character. And you're going to go over here to this little side, right here where it says templates, and you're going to select save template right here. And it's going to freeze for a second because it's saving everything, even though it's nothing. So we're going to wait for it to save and load in. Alright, so it's all saved. So now whenever we want to revert, we can just go here from the template list, and you can see I saved a bunch of stupid templates trying to figure out how that worked. I kept pressing save, and I was like, oh, load. And then once you select your template, you can just press load, and you can see I made some hair when I was first playing with this program. And you can just load up your templates and either start over or export it, stuff like that, whichever your base is. So I'm going to go back to the latest one, which is my bald template. And as you see, I'm going to start working on hair. So in the previous video, I was talking about technique. And I actually wanted to take a break and show you how I made, or at least trying to show off and make the hair for Virginia, because I really want to make some Wild Arm cosplay for Second Life. But I'll probably do that in a separate video where it's just me showing off rather than trying to show off and guise it as an educational experience. So I'm just going to full screen this so you can see the whole thing. And we're going to go into our hand-drawn menu. And we're going to make, I guess I'll start with a short-ish hairstyle, just to show you about something that's really important. So now I got my words together. The technique I want to talk to you about is multi-materials. Now this is what I was saying earlier when I was like, the color to take the material. Because we are going to be using this in Second Life, and of course the Second Life head is nowhere near shaped like this, you're going to need to edit it in Blender. Jeez, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm usually like look at this, now do that. Alright, so let me start over. When we draw our individual strands like this, each strand is, let me see if I put this in Second Life terms. Yes, I'll put this in Second Life terms so you can better understand it. Ready? Okay, so when we draw on our hair, onto the hair net, each strand we make is its own individual prim. So as you can guess, it's going to be a lot of prims at a time to be working with, because we're just clicking and making the strands, hair. So we may want to separate the hair into different materials. This way we can add different textures if we want to, and have here's a texture for the bangs, this is a texture for the sides, here's a texture for the back. And it also makes it easier for when we have to edit the hair onto the model in Blender, because the Second Life head is not shaped like this anime head. So that's why it's important to put them on different materials. Now this thing doesn't have material slots, instead it has different colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our bangs, and that's hair I'm making here with just the mouse. So we're going to make our bangs like so. Pretty bangs. Alright, so we're going to make our bangs, and we're going to make our bangs in blue. Then we're going to go click on our layer here, and we're going to scroll up and pick a new color. If I can get it to go all the way up. Alright, so we have a color, and it can be any color you desire. I like to go with blue, pink, or a contrast of one so we can see which is which. And this is going to be our back have the hair. Make sure you have it selected or else it won't go. So we can make this the back of the hair. Actually, let me go back. I'm not liking the way this is looking. In fact, I think I want to make a ponytail because that seems to be the challenge of this. Some kind of ponytail because they didn't implement that in yet. Alright, so it's fine. Draw the hair leading up to the ponytail. Rotate it. Now you may know, like, okay, we have a ponytail, but it's flared out. We can actually pull this in. So grab a point. Pull, push, 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 push. And do the same thing over here. Push, 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 push. But don't worry too much about it. I mean, it's just to help you draw. We can actually fix this a lot better in Blender. So. Cool. So, back to drawing. Thank you, just sit it right there. Now you gotta, thing is, I like to keep the hair going in the same direction. So I have to go from the bottom and work your way up to the strand so it looks like your hair is being pulled up. Can't just go like this. From the top to the bottom, because then you'll have strands there. So no, from the bottom up. I guess I could make the strands bigger to cover more space. You know, things you think about after you've done it and you're like 2 more strands away from fully covering it. Alright, so we have our hair pulled up. Another thing we can do on here is actually use layers, which is nice for stuff like this. So let's say we have our hair in a ponytail like this, but we also want a braid to come across like that. And we try painting the braid, it's just going to get lost inside the hair right there. So we need to create another layer. So what you want to do is come over here to the side and you're going to press the button for another hand-drawn layer like this, and you'll see another hairnet come out. Now we want to stretch it so that it goes to the place. Hang on 1 second. Here's the picture. Alright, so we want to stretch our hairnet by going back into the arrow mode and pulling it out to where we want. Or we can just use these and slow and make it like this. So just stretch it out across it. And adjusting it. And now we need to put that on its own layer color. So create a new color. So it's at the bottom. And let's make this one green. Green maybe. Something that's not there. Make sure it's selected. Go back into the hand drawn. Select that green again. And we can actually make it bigger because it's a braid. So start where you want. Ooh, it's too big. So shrink it down a little bit. Alright, so let's try that one more time. There we go. I'm not digging that one. Maybe a little thinner. Alright, try that again. I can't really say how to make a braid. It's kind of like you're drawing a banana, interlocking bananas, or crescent moons. I think bananas are funnier. So to make braids, you just pretend like you're making a banana. So like to lay your hairbrush here. And it's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Until you get the braid to go where you want it to go. 2, 3, 2, 3. And again, this is where I said that mirror thing would come in handy, right? So it's gotta make another chain of bananas over here. 1, 2, 3. And of course, it'll help if you had, you know, vision and you made it line up, but there we go. So you got a braided chain of bananas, and if it's too far apart, we can just go back into the arrow mode or edit. This thing's edit mode. Which one is that? Oh, neat. I could have just did it that way. Cool. Learn something new every day. Where is the next settings? I think this is it. Okay, so pull it closer. That. Pull it out. Again, we're going to be adding a lot of this in Blender, so it doesn't really matter. It's just for visuals. Alrighty, so we have our braided chain, and now we want to pull it into a ponytail. So we're going to create another hand-drawn layer, and like before, we're going to stretch this out, and you want to make it pretty far from the head because it's going to be, you know, a ponytail. So we want to make it maybe about this far and spread it down to how long you want your hair strands to go. About there. You can pull it out. And I lost the point. So what I'm doing is pulling the hair net out to how far I want it out. So when I'm drawing the ponytail, it's not curving down the body like that. It's kind of going out straight. Alright, so there we go. So this is going to be where our ponytail goes. And if you want to get fancy with it, we can actually pull some of the points down on top of the head so it's arcing out. But yeah, we're going to be doing that in Blender. Alright, so now we have our hairnet set. I'm going to go and open up our pencil, create a new color, or just, yeah, create a new color. And this is going to be the ponytail layer. So what color don't we have on here? Let's go with red this time. Alright. And we're going to, like before, start at the top of the head, drag it on down. I said I didn't want to have a swirly, but I ended up swirling it anyway. So just keep drawing, drawing, drawing until we have the shape of your ponytail. I love this program. Sat here all day yesterday, coughing and dying, making tomato hair, where it's like green at the top and red at the bottom, and then rounded out like a bob, so it's like a tomato. When it gets down to stuff like ponytails, you can, once you got the main filler in, you can start using the little strands. You don't have to go top to full down like before. I don't know why, but that's just the rule. Don't matter. Alright, so we have our ponytail in. What do we want? Like one more strand there. You're good. And now we should be good. Alright, so now we have our hair technique in. So we have layers and all the rest of that jazz. We're now ready to export the hair out and put it into Blender. And that's going to be our next video. So I'll see you over there and exporting.